John Lusker of Lusker Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing another fixed blade head by Grim Reaper. You know, they're often known for their mechanical heads, and they do a fantastic job with those, but they've got a bunch of really well-made fixed blade heads as well. And thanks to a buddy of mine, Craig Grant, I'm able to put these heads to the test. Thank you, Craig, for donating this pack. So I'm going to be testing the 4-blade Grim Reaper HADES Pro Series, and it comes in a cut of 1 3/16 inches. So really looks nice as a broadhead, but we'll see how it performs. And for all the testing, I'm going to be using my protocol for 2024. And for a detailed description of that and understanding of why I do what I do and how I do it, how I quantify it, and so forth, please check out the video that I posted earlier this year, simply called 2024 Broadhead Test Process. And for all the testing, I'm going to be using my Elite Era compound bow for most of the shooting. I'm really enjoying that bow. And for the flight testing, I'm going to be using this crossbow, this Killer Instinct SWAT X1 crossbow that I'm really enjoying as well. And for all the shooting, I'm going to be using Bishop Archery arrows and bolts. All right, let's zoom on in here and check out this HADES 4-blade and then put it to the test. Here's a good look at this head, and man, this is just a nice looking fixed blade broadhead right here. A lot of people think of Grim Reapers as just mechanicals, but they make some fantastic fixed blade heads as well. So let's start with the materials. It's all steel. Steel ferrule, steel blades, 440C stainless steel blades, nice quality steel blades, and then a steel tip, a hardened steel tip. In terms of the dimensions, it's 1.5 inches long, extending outside the end of the arrow, and the cutting diameter is 1 3/16 in 2 directions. So the total cut is 2.375 inches. That's a nice cut for a fixed blade head, especially. Now, I want to draw attention to this tip. I love these tips, these Pro Series tips. These are my favorite tips, probably of any fixed blade head on the market. It's like a chisel / cut on contact tip, and it's got 3 edges to it, and each one is hand sharpened, and man, they're really pointy, and yet they've proven really durable over the years in the different testing that I've done. Oh, and I want to also note that the back edges, they're a little bit flared forward to make them easier to pull out of a target, and they're also sharpened as well to make them easier to pull out or to allow cutting if they back out of an animal. Now, for resharpening of this, I would use the Stay Sharp Guide gray guide. That would work really well with this broadhead. Oh, and the blades, if I didn't mention it, they're 0.035 inches thick, so decent thickness to the blades. Really eager to put these heads to the test and see how they perform. It just clipped the 9 ring. It took 226 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.74 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated 8.5 inches, which is a 9.44 on a 10-point scale. It took an additional 34 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 9.32 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 55 layers, which is a 7.86 on a 10-point scale. After the 3 shots through the MDF, the head is still in excellent condition, giving it a 10 on a 10-point scale. And here it is after the 2 shots through the steel plate, and man, it's still in fantastic condition. The tip got ever so slightly blunted, so I'm giving it a 9.75 on a 10-point scale. And you can see the holes, just 4 nice wide holes there. Here it is after all the durability testing. Great through the MDF. Through the steel plate, the tip got a little bit blunted, but the blades held up very well. Just, I mean, very little edge chatter, if any. Then on the center block, you can see this tip got a little bit bent up there, more than a little bit. It got bent up. Sometimes it can hit an extra hard spot, you know, one of those little pieces of rock in the concrete. But overall, still, it did very well. So what'd you think? Man, I tell you, this is just a really good broadhead. You know, a lot of times, like I said earlier, people overlook Grim Reaper for their fixed blade heads, but man, that's a mistake to do so. They really are well made and they perform really well. So you check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most. See if it might be a good fit for you with your setup and your hunting needs. And stay tuned for the overall cumulative score as well as the corresponding lust grade. And also stay tuned for a list of all the broadhead companies and other outdoor industry companies that I can offer discount codes for just to save you a little bit of money. I'm trying to add to that list, but I have really high criteria of what I'm willing to give a discount code for. I just want it to be stuff that I've used and that works really well. But thanks for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you next time.